Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fit Facts and Freedom podcast. I am your host, Liv Murphy from Liv Murphy Fitness or Live Fit. Sorry, I've changed my business name and I keep messing that up, but new business name is Live Fit. And I did this because I am getting married in March and I'm changing my name. So I just decided to make things easier and start a corporation omitting my last name. So I'm very excited to get into this today. I'm also posting this on YouTube so you can see the visuals and the slides if you're listening on a podcast. But I totally get it also if you want to just listen in from the podcast. But either way, I am going to pull up the slides now and get started. And this masterclass is all on how to grow your business as a health coach. So just pulling up the slides now. Bear with me for a second if you're listening to the podcast. All right, awesome. Here we are. So Business Growth Masterclass, and this is specifically for health coaches who want to grow their business. So quick overview. First, we're going to go over my journey and I'll share with you my journey in business. And then we're going to go into business mindset, having confidence in your offers, marketing to your ideal client, and creating a vision for your business. I'm re-recording this. I did a live masterclass last night, but it was mainly tailored to the people who showed up. So I wanted to re-record it to share it with those who didn't get a chance to be there. So there will be no Q&As, but if you do have any questions after you watch this video, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. So let's start with my business journey. So I started as a Beachbody coach when I was 19. I was in school and I was working 3 other jobs. I was incredibly busy. And I loved Beachbody in the beginning. I saw amazing results with it, but I did hit a plateau that made me start questioning what I could be doing differently. And because anyone can be a Beachbody coach, no one really in the community knew the answers to give me. I was already eating on the lowest plan and I had stopped seeing results for about a year. So I was really struggling with that. And that's when I really, decided to change my degree to nutrition. I took a PT course and I really just wanted to learn all the things to help myself, but also to be able to help my clients if they got stuck in similar situations. So I left Beachbody and started working on my own. I started investing in myself in regards to business and mindset. In the summer of 2020, I started doing mindset programs. I did a VIP day with my current mentor. At the time, I didn't have the funds to work with her for any longer period of time. So I just paid her to help me make a plan for a day. We did a content creation shoot. We had a business supper. We did a meditation and a really nice hike while we chatted about all the things I wanted to accomplish. And that's when I really started seeing the value in investing in myself and what I could really do for my business. So after that, I made a plan and I sort of tried to follow it for a while, but I didn't have that accountability. And I was still so incredibly busy that it was hard to follow through on my plans. So in early 2021, after I was fed up with my job and everything that was going on there, I decided to quit the last job that I had at that point in time and pursue health coaching full time. So at this point in time, I was living alone. I had a house, I had a car payment, I had all these bills, and I was just like, no, I'm quitting my job. I'm going to figure out a way to make this work for me because that was what I really wanted. And I did that for a while. I was working with my mentor at that point in time for 3 months. We were into the second month of working together when I was like, okay, I need to quit. I need to go all in. And we really mapped out a plan together. And I actually had one client who I got on a call with the day after I quit my job pay me in full for 3 months of coaching, which was equivalent to my cost of living for a month. So I felt so inspired and so like, yes, I can do this on that day because I was like, I just quit my job and this is the sign from the universe that I needed that I can keep going with this. I've got this. Anyways, fast forward a month and a half later, we were done working together and I started doubting myself again. I started getting in my head. Client leads weren't consistently coming in and I didn't really know what to do. And I eventually took a full-time position at a gym where they told me that I should give up coaching on the side because conflict of interest. And I just said, yeah, okay. And I worked there for over a year and I thought about my business a lot. I enjoyed the job. It was basically, what I wanted to be doing just with a guaranteed paycheck. I didn't have to do sales or marketing. I got to only work with clients, but it still wasn't fulfilling. It still wasn't on my own terms. I had a daughter and I didn't have flexibility in my schedule. And I didn't have the time to myself that I wanted, working full-time hours. I also didn't have control over the type of clients that came in. And there was some admin work for that position that wasn't feeling fulfilling to me. So I started brainstorming because I also wasn't making an income that I wanted to make at that point in time. I was really struggling. So I started working on my mindset again and investing in courses. And I was just tired of being broke. And I was trying to come up with a way to start a side hustle and make more money that wasn't fitness related. And I tried a couple things over that period of time, but I wasn't super passionate about any of them. So none of them really worked for me because obviously health and fitness is what I'm passionate about, right? Anyways, after a while of working that job, my boss kind of screwed me over and I decided that I needed to do it on my own again. So I, for a second time, quit my job and went all in on my business. And I knew that I had to make it work this time. Like I have a family now, my bills are more than double what they were the last time. And for some reason, I knew that I could make it work, but I needed to have the continuous support. So I needed to continue investing in myself and have that mentor there for me to keep me on track, to help me plan, help me be the best coach I can be. And now we're 5 months in, I have tripled my monthly income, and I am so excited to share all the details of how I did that with you and what I think is most important when you're starting out in business. The main thing, though, was just me getting out of my own head and learning how to change my mindset and believe that I could do it. So let's talk about business mindset, okay? So most people, if you're like me anyways, you grew up in a traditional family, your parents worked jobs, maybe you had a stay-at-home parent, but at least one of your parents worked a job. Maybe you had entrepreneur parents. Lucky you. You probably already have a business mindset. And in that case, you can just skip ahead. But most people I know grew up hearing that they should go to school and get a good job so that they could get a biweekly paycheck and get company benefits and all these things that I have here listed in the traditional mindset. So the traditional mindset basically believes that a biweekly paycheck is the best and safest option, is scared to take on business expenses and lose their company benefits, and doubts that they can change this cycle, and they're underestimating their ability to coach full time. They don't know if they can do it because for so long they've just heard all these people tell them, that to be successful, you need to go to school, you need to get a job, and that's about it. But really, when you have a business mindset, you know that you're capable of making way more money and having way more control of your income when you work for yourself. And in terms of like business investments, like, yes, a business comes with expenses, but those things make your life easier for the most part. Like for me personally, I pay for an app where I can program workouts and put in meal plans and see what my clients are tracking and message them directly. And being able to make workout plans where I can just click on a video and the client will see the video instead of, sending videos back and forth, and like making a meal plan where it just like calculates the macros for me instead of sitting there with a calculator trying to put a meal plan in a PDF. Like it saves me money to pay that expense. And that gives me more time to do what I love, which is coach people. And it gives me more time to find more clients as well. And in terms of benefits, like if you triple your income, what difference is it going to make if you are paying for benefits? Like that's not even like a fraction of the increase you're going to have. So just pay for the benefits. It'll be okay. And then also with the business mindset, you realize that you're capable of achieving anything you want in life, and you're qualified and you're passionate and you care about your clients. I hope if you are here, I hope you feel those things, and the clients and income will come. Like, even if you feel like you're not ready to coach, if you have a certification, you can. And if you get stuck and you need help, you can always find the answers. You can go online for the answers. You can reach out to someone for the answers. And even if the client knows you're doing all this, they are not going to think that you are uneducated because you're trying to find answers for them. They're going to think that you care a lot and you're really trying to help them because you're doing everything in your power to look for the answers. So I promise, if you have the certifications and you're passionate and you care, then you are ready to do this. And you just need to believe in yourself a little bit. And it's easier than you think to make a full-time income. You can easily make a full-time income coaching 3 to 5 clients. So things to keep in mind: that changing these beliefs is continuous work, and it's not always easy, but it is definitely worth it. Like I said, I have given up in the past, and that's how I know that when you stop reflecting and working on your mindset and you let those old beliefs come back, it's like a downward spiral from there. So you need to continue working on your mind just as much as you are working on your health and fitness and helping your clients, because it's definitely a key to seeing long-term success. And it took years and years and years to ingrain these beliefs into you. So it's going to take a long time to get them out of you and get new ones in. So remember, just keep pushing. And there's a quote here from Anthony Robbins that I really like. And it says, whatever you hold in your mind on a consistent basis is exactly what you will experience in your life. So if you keep thinking, everything I do has a reason, even if it didn't seem productive at the time, I felt called to do it, and good things are going to come from it. And I know new clients are going to come my way because I keep doing everything I need to do to get new clients into my world. And I'm doing the best I can with my current clients, and they're probably talking to their friends and family. And there's a million different ways that a client can come to you. So just keep believing that they are on their way and that the paycheck is on their way. The money is coming. And I know it's hard, like not knowing what day it's coming or like exactly when it's coming, but just know it's coming. A good thing that one of my previous mentors has always said is, how would you show up if you knew you had a check for $5,000 in the mail right now? Show up like that. Show up like you have already been paid, and you will attract that paycheck. Just keep focusing on the clients and what they want and their results, and they will want to work with you and to continue to work with you. Old beliefs will always come up, but you can always choose another thought. So if you feel yourself starting to get in that spiral of, oh my goodness, this isn't working, I haven't made a sale in a week, like, I don't know if I can do this, just stop and think, clients are coming to me, money is coming to me, I'm a great coach, and then go take action, because taking action builds your confidence. Okay. So if you go, message your clients, put a story up on Instagram with a call to action saying that you have limited client spaces left, even if you have lots of spaces left, just say you have limited spaces left. People who have been kind of on the fence will start reaching out to you. And the third thing is to keep finding proof that backs up your beliefs. So I do have a new business course out, and there's a great workbook on there for clearing old beliefs and writing in new ones. But one of the steps in that process is to find proof against those old beliefs. Like, you can use me as proof. Like, she's doing it, why can't I? Right? Or you can, if you've already signed up like one or two clients, you can say, they signed up, I just need to find another them. Like, how hard can it be? You already have proof in your life that, it is going to work out for you, and it is currently working out for you. So look for the proof where you can, not against, not, with the negativity, but against the negativity. So you'll find proof for whatever you're looking for. So here are some hard truths, but also the good news about them in terms of your business mindset. So the first hard truth is that your fears around business are what's keeping you stuck. Again, one of the mindset mentors I've worked with says your fears are laughable and they don't exist. And it's basically true. Like, your subconscious mind was completely programmed by the time you were 7 years old for the most part. So when you're 7 years old, your brain is, programmed to keep you safe and to not take risks. And I'm not saying fear isn't real. Like, if you're being chased by a wild animal or like a crazy man with a knife, that is fear. But your fear around business they're just limiting beliefs, and they are able to be changed. So the good news is that you are in control of your own thoughts and decisions. The second hard truth is that you need to separate the price from yourself and focus on how much you are helping people. Like, right before I quit last time, I remember getting on a sales call and being like, I need to make the sale. I need to make the sale. I need to make the sale. If I don't make the sale, I can't pay my mortgage. I can't get my groceries. And I got onto this call in such a negative energy, so focused on lack and need and not growth and impact and all of the positive things that can come from coaching and that can come from running your own business, right? So you need to separate the price from yourself. It's not about, you need the money. It's about you're changing this client's life. Okay. Like, you are helping them with all these struggles they just told you about, and you are getting them to the place that they so desperately want to be and have tried to get to for so long. So don't think about it as them paying you. Just get on the call wanting to help them, knowing you can help them, and knowing that you care and can make an impact. Okay. Also, clients are actually more committed when you charge more. They feel more fulfilled and get better results. It is a fact. Clients that pay me more, I do have different price points, and the ones that pay the most always get the most results. And they get the most time with me and the most support. So it makes sense. So when you're even increasing prices, don't feel like it as like you're being greedy and taking from these clients. No, you're trying to give them more. You increase your prices because you know more now, or you've added more value to your offer. And that gives you the opportunity to charge more, but also make more of an impact. So separate the price from yourself. The price is about how much you have to offer and how much you are helping that person. So focus on the person and the impact, not the price in yourself. Okay, so the next hard truth is not having enough followers on Instagram is not your problem. I actually listened to a podcast recently of a lady speaking. She was just a guest. I completely forget her name, but she had 1,500 followers on Instagram when she started her business. And her second year in business, she made $500,000 and she retired her husband. So she must have had so many clients to make that happen. I know she did, because she said the individual prices So she must have been working throughout that year with at least 50 to 100 people. Okay. So you probably have enough followers. If you have more than 100 followers, your audience is big enough. And you can start growing your social media at the same time. And that's actually my biggest tip is if you want to do this, start sharing now. Start sharing little things like meal prep, workout selfies, like, taking on a couple clients, whatever you want to share, start sharing now because, some people want to watch for a while and see that you're really sticking to this before they commit. And you want people to start watching you now. The sooner you have, a following of people watching your stories daily, the sooner you're going to have people reaching out to you. And the last hard truth is that starting out, you won't feel extremely confident in your coaching. But the good news is that your services and continuous support are worth way more than you think, and you are literally changing lives. So keep reminding yourself when you have those doubts in your head that you are not good enough to be a coach, because you are, you care, you're passionate, you'll find the answers if you don't have them. All right, creating an offer. So here I kind of want to talk about corporate versus business, and this goes back to everything we just talked about and the business versus traditional mindset. So I'm using Good Life as an example because if you went into Good Life and said you wanted a year's worth of membership and personal training, they would charge you $10,000. There are ways to break it up, but they do try to get paid in fulls and they would charge you $10,000. The personal trainer that works at Good Life gets this client and they get paid 20 bucks an hour. 20 bucks an hour, okay? Which is like hardly a livable income right now. So think about that for a second. The business is getting 10 grand, but the employee is getting 20 bucks an hour. So we need to shift our thinking to thinking like a business and not thinking like an employee. Because if this business, specifically Good Life, can charge $10,000 for a year, why can't you? Okay, maybe you think, well, I'm not doing in-person training and I don't have a gym facility for them to use. So they're going to have to pay for a membership. Okay, why can't you charge $8,000 for a year? Right? Like, could you imagine how you would feel as the personal trainer getting $20 an hour if that client came to you directly and said, here's $10,000, here's $8,000, even here's $5,000? It would feel so much better and you'd be so much more committed to that client than you are getting paid $20 an hour. So here are some tips to create an offer. First of all, you only need 3 to 5 clients to replace your income. So think of these, this main offer is your high ticket offer. So when you sell to a client, when you try to get a client in, you always want to give them the most value. And the most value is going to have the highest price naturally. So if you say create a package for $1,000 and it's 2 or 3 months, whatever you think, you only need 3 people to hit $3,000. So if you made your high ticket offer $1,000, you'd only need to bring in 3 people for that first month. And for a lot of people, that's like their minimum to quit their job. Maybe it's $2,000. Cool, you only need 2 clients at that price point. That's not necessarily the price point you have to use. You have to look at what you're offering and what feels good to you. But that is a good range, okay? Because if Good Life is charging almost $1,000 a month for personal training and you're giving more value, why can't you charge that same price? Okay, don't undersell yourself, because like I've done that before. I've sold plans for $200 where there's no accountability and no check-ins and just given out a plan. But those clients never used it because they didn't have that continuous support. So make a high value offer and price it accordingly, and you won't need many clients to completely replace your income. And then the third tip is know your ideal client and how to market to them, which we are going to get into next. So, marketing to ideal clients. You really want to brainstorm who your ideal client is. And a lot of the time, it relates directly to your own journey and everything you've experienced, right? Because especially when you're starting out, the easiest person to coach is the person who's going through exactly what you went through when you found health and fitness. So that's the second point. You understand what they're going through and you're going to relate to them more. You're going to get along better. And it's just going to be so much easier to, keep them on track, know what you have to do to get them to their goal, and so many other things. And this isn't just when you're starting out. You really want to market to your ideal client all of the time. And you know what? Some people will come into your life sometimes who aren't exactly your ideal client, and you can still take them on and explain to them how you can help them. But for the most part, you want to help your ideal client. Like for me, I focus on weight loss personally, and I have like two clients who are not weight loss clients and are looking to build muscle, but they, met me personally and trust that I know how to help them with that also. But you will actually get more leads talking to a specific person than just going out there and saying, like, hey, I have personal training plans and online meal and workout plans up for grabs. So you want to market to your ideal clients by sharing things that they will relate to in your content. So sharing your own personal journey is huge, but also making content that speaks to the person who is feeling the way you felt before you made this transformation. So think of all the things you had struggled with before you had found health and fitness. And your ideal client is probably out there struggling with those things right now. So speak to that and make content around that, as well as where they want to be. Okay. So really just talk to that old you through your content and on your stories, and the right people and ideal clients will come to you. All right, so let's get into the vision for your business. So these are all really important questions when you're thinking about the direction you want to go with your business. So you really want to think about how much money you want to make, how much free time you want to have, how many clients you need to hit that goal based on your offer and the number of clients you want, and what your action plan is to get these clients and who is going to help you achieve those goals. Okay. So if you want to be a full-time coach next month, completely quit your job because you're tired of it, you can definitely do that. Okay. Just think about how much money you make right now in your job, how much you need to get by. Think about how many clients you want and create an offer that's going to give you enough to get by with 3 to 5 clients. Okay. And you'll be surprised how many people are so willing to spend that money to get to where they want to be. Right. I mean, if someone's going to pay that money to Good Life, why not pay it to you? They don't even know the personal trainer that they're getting when they pay it to Good Life. But here they feel like they relate to you personally. So don't sit there in that spiral thinking they're not going to pay it, because the right people that come to you and relate to you and feel like you're the best person to help them will pay it. And you need an action plan. Okay. So you need some answers. You need to know how you're going to get these clients, whether that be whatever social media you enjoy most promoting on. I find Instagram is the easiest and best. Um, but if you have a huge following on TikTok, you could start promoting there, link your Instagram account so that people can message you easier. Um, you also need to think about, content creation and marketing, what you're going to do with those clients when they do sign up, what your systems are going to look like. So really make an action plan for that. And I have a lot more information in regards to that on my website right now. I have a course on early bird sales, so you can definitely check that out. And the last thing is, who's going to help you reach those goals? Because like I said, I could not have got here without a mentor. And I will continue having a mentor for as long as possible, because not even as long as possible, forever, for as long as I'm running this business, because I want to keep growing. I want to keep expanding. And the best way to do that is to learn from someone who's already done it. So the next steps. So as soon as you get off this call, off watching this masterclass, these are what you need to do. You need to identify your ideal client and get really specific and really know who that person is. You need to build your core offer. You need to know what is included in it and how much it costs. You need to learn how to market your offer, which really just goes back to identifying that ideal client and sharing on Instagram in regards to them, talking specifically to them about what they're struggling with and where they want to be. You need to grow your social media presence. So there's lots of ways you can do that. Try to do it organically. Follow some of your friends of friends. A lot of them will follow you back. Just keep posting content. Your reels will bring in extra followers. Reels are definitely favored by the algorithm right now, as well as the product tag. And this isn't your product, it's any product. So like I have this fleece TNA sweater on, and it's from Aritzia, and I have used the product tag on it. Just like posted a selfie, tagged the product. The Instagram algorithm, for whatever reason, likes that right now. So you can utilize that. Also, take a 1 day a week off from social media completely. You want to be fairly consistent with posting, but when you take a whole 24 hours off social media, it actually boosts your account, because Instagram wants you in the app. And I don't mean just from posting, like don't open the app, okay? I know it's hard sometimes when you have notifications, but if you take a whole 24 hours off, Instagram will be like, where did this person go? And send people to your page. And that is what you want. To learn how to do effective sales. So in terms of sales, you really just want to really listen to the person, understand why they're struggling, and share with them how you're going to help them. You don't want to make it seem sales pitchy. You really just want to focus on what they need most. Look at what they've done in the past, what they're struggling with now, and really emphasize on what in your offer is going to help them most and exactly how you're going to get there together. And another thing I always like to do is, before I give the price of the offer, ask them if they have any questions. And a lot of the times, the objections that will come up when they hear the money or the price of the offer will come out then. Like, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. And that way you can address it first. You don't want to try and, jump into the sale too quickly. You really want to get a feel for this person, know who they are, what they're struggling with, what they're concerned about going into this program, and explain how you're going to help them. And as you grow your business, you're really going to want to create systems and automations. So like I said, business expenses help you, okay? And especially if you open a corporation, which might not be your first step, but when you start making money, it'll be a good idea and start trying to grow and take on these expenses, because all expenses are a tax write-off. So if you make $100,000 in a year and you spend $60,000 on expenses, whether that be a mentor, systems to make your life easier, a space to personal train, any of those things, then you spend 60,000 on those, you only get taxed on 40,000. Okay. So where you're getting a biweekly paycheck, your tax comes off before you even get the money. So when you're paying for all these things, you can even write off the tax of the amount of gas it takes you to get to wherever you need to go. Or if you're working entirely online and your work address is at home, you can write off part of your mortgage based on your office space, and you can write off your Wi-Fi bill. Like, those are all expenses that you would have been taxed on before you spent the money on those things if you were working for someone else. But if you're working for yourself, you can pay for those things without being taxed. So that's another good benefit. But also, having these automations in place are key to growth, because when I first started, I was using so much of my time calculating macros and putting in different meals and seeing where that left me and putting everything in like a Google Drive because it's free and sending it out. But now that I have paid for this app, I pay for it every month. It takes me so little time to make a completely full custom meal plan for someone, like 30 minutes to max an hour, when I spent so much time messing around with it before. It makes my life so much easier, and I can go back in and easily edit it and change things. And that's one of the things I definitely recommend doing. Yeah, business expenses are worth it. And then program building and delivery. So you want to look at, how you're building out these programs and how you're delivering them, what you're offering in your courses, and how you're going to change those offers as you expand. And the main thing that I am emphasizing on with taking these next steps is receiving the support, because like, you're all health coaches here. So think about what you tell your clients. Like, they need the accountability. You could give them the plan, but they're not necessarily going to follow it or understand it or make the most of it. And it's the same thing with business. If you don't fully understand why you're doing these things, and you're not fully convinced that it's working, and you're checking all these things and you're trying different things, like, having support just makes it so much easier. And I know you know this, because if you already have clients, you tell your clients this. And if you don't have any clients yet, then you probably know someone in your life who has tried a diet before, a workout plan, and not followed through. And having support is key to following through. So the opportunity to go deeper. If you want to have the tools to improve your mindset, grow your social media audience, build your client list, and increase your income, I do have a brand new exciting business course. The early bird prices are on now. And until the end of the weekend, if you sign up with the early bird prices, you get a one-on-one strategy session with me about exactly how you're going to build your business. So as soon as you're hearing this, if it is before Sunday, January 14th, send me a message ASAP and get your spot. I also wanted to include this because I was looking at the study, and it says 86% of millionaires reported actively receiving mentor advice. Okay, so like, some of the most successful people there are still receiving advice from mentors. And I think that's so powerful to share here, because no one can do it on their own, right? The more I grow my income, the more I plan on investing in myself and in mentorships, because that's what's going to grow my income even more, is paying the coach that costs $10,000 a month instead of 2,000, right? So remember that investments in yourself are scary, but they are worth it, and they are how you grow your business. No Q&As right now, but here is a quote from Elon Musk. I think the single best piece of advice: constantly thinking about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. Always question yourself. That was me, not Elon. All right, thank you for coming. If you are here on YouTube, this is a brief outline of my course. You can pause and read it. And if you are on the podcast, thank you so much for being here. Feel free to leave me a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. And definitely check out my website, which is linked below, for the early bird sale. All right, I hope to hear from you guys next week. I'll have an exciting guest visitor on the podcast. And I hope this was really helpful.